What is up, everybody? And yes, this is going to be one of these type of videos. Now, I normally don't like doing these type of videos, but in my opinion, this is a situation that really needs to be addressed. And I've not seen anyone else address this particular issue in video form, so I guess I'm going to have to be the one to do it. So, let's get into this. Recently, there was this game that got put on Steam Greenlight, and it was called Kill the Faggot. Now, as you could probably already tell by the title of that game, it is pretty much an offensive game designed to offend people, and that's pretty much what the game is. It just has you kill homosexual people, and that's it. And even the developer of the game said that he just did it to elicit a reaction. Now, he went into a longer description of why he made that game, and I'm not going to bother with that because that's not what this video is about. But I will say that his reasonings for it is pretty much garbage. But I couldn't help but get flashbacks when looking at this game, looking at people's reactions to this game. I was getting flashbacks of another game that kind of was doing the same thing. It was eliciting a reaction from the gaming community. And that game was called Hatred, if any of you remember that game. And I couldn't help but wonder, while looking at people's videos and looking at people's comments about this Kill All Faggots game, and seeing how everybody was getting offended by this game, I was wondering, I wonder if these same people that jumped to the defense of Hatred, and when I mean jump to the defense, I mean really jump to the defense. Some of these people went hardcore in defending Hatred. And I was wondering, are these same people going to do the same thing for this game? Because I can give the same arguments that people gave to defend Hatred. I can actually flip it around and use it to technically defend this Kill All Faggots game. And there was one particular YouTuber that I was interested to see if he would actually make this video. I wanted to see if this guy would actually stick to his principles and not contradict himself in every single way. And he would actually jump to the defense of this Kill All Faggots game. I was curious. And the YouTuber I'm talking about, as you could probably already tell by the title of this video, is ReviewTechUSA. And I checked out his channel. I wanted to see if he made a video on this, and lo and behold, he did make a video on this. And not surprising, he literally went back on everything he said in a previous video he made about Hatred. He did a complete 180 and just contradicted everything he said in his Hatred video. Unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. It's unbelievable because it's just funny how someone can be so blatantly hypocritical, and it just seems to fly over everyone's head, or at least most people's. It's one of those things I will never, ever understand. I don't get it. The hypocrisy is so blatant. If you actually watched Rich's video here about this Let's Kill Faggots game, and then watched his video about Hatred, the hypocrisy is so blatant, but I will show it here for you anyway. But let's get into Rich's video about this Let's Kill All Faggots game. First off, he warns you that this Kill All Faggots game is really offensive and that viewer discretion is advised. Actually, what's in the Kill All Faggots game is actually not graphic. The offensive part about this game is the premise of the game, not what's actually in the game. What's actually in this game is not really graphic at all. It surely is offensive, but not by what's being displayed, because actually what's being displayed looks like some game you could play off of Newgrounds. It's like one of those Flash games. But the funny thing is that Hatred showed close-up shots of people getting their heads blown off. There was a woman that had a gun put in her mouth, and then the guy pulled the trigger. Close-up camera shots to really glorify those particular moments. But apparently, according to Rich and others, those are fine. Those are perfectly okay, not offensive whatsoever. It's funny. It really is. So, Rich also states, when talking about this guy's social experiment, is that Rich is going to do a social experiment of his own, and that he would go to this developer's car. He would find this guy's car and then take a huge dump on his windshield. First off, I find it funny that we have a guy who's almost 40 years old making these type of juvenile jokes. But be that as it may, you start off the video talking about a serious issue, making it seem like that this particular game is offending a ton of people, and that this is a very, very serious matter, and then you make a juvenile joke like this. There were many, many better comparisons you could have come up with here, and you chose to do that. It really says a lot, in my opinion. It really does. It really does. So, and the funny thing is that Rich actually brought up hatred in this particular video, and he said that, hey, at least hatred is equal opportunity. You get to murder everybody. This game is targeting a particular group, and that's why this game is extremely offensive and worse. The logic there is just mind-numbingly pathetic. That's like me saying that, and I'm going to use this comparison, and this is probably not sit well with some people, but this is actually a comparison here that makes sense. That's like saying the people that caused 9/11, the terrorists that hijacked those planes and drove those planes into the World Trade Center and tried to kill as many people as they could. That's not as bad. That's not as offensive as, say, the KKK targeting black people only. That makes absolutely no fucking sense. Both events, both examples are extremely offensive. This particular Let's Kill All Faggots game is offensive because it's targeting a particular group, and it's trying to murder as many of those particular group members as you can. Then you have hatred, which is also extremely offensive because you have to murder and destroy everything. Both are extremely offensive to people. That's the problem here. But according to Rich, hatred is A-okay. It is perfectly fine. But this game is completely terrible, offensive, and it should have never been made. Which is funny because a lot of these same people, including Rich, got upset when hatred was pulled off of Steam Greenlight. And I had people telling me that it's wrong for Steam to pull games that show off developers' artistic works of art. And they should not be stifled, and their games should be available to the public. First off, I agree with that. Not the fact that they're works of art, because to me, domestic terrorism and hatred is not a work of art, and this Kill All Faggots game is not a work of art. But I do think that these games should exist. I think these games should be available on the store. However, I particularly don't think people should buy these games. I would like to see these games rot in the Steam store. But that's just me. But it's kind of funny how these people that are getting offended about this Kill All Faggots game were up in arms when Hatred was getting the same treatment. It's utter hypocrisy. It really is. And Rich was one of these people that did that. But, let's get into some specific examples of Rich actually showing this hypocrisy between the two videos. And I'll show one right here, and it's pretty damning. It really is. It's a comment on Rich's Hatred video by Rich himself. Please shut your mouths if you are in the hatred offends me camp. Right there, he's basically saying, if you are offended by hatred, you should not be allowed to have an opinion. You should shut the fuck up, go into the corner, and I don't want to hear your crap. Well, Rich, you know what? I'm going to flip that around. Hey, Rich, if you are in the let's kill all faggots offends me camp, you should shut your fucking mouth if it offends you. After all, that is what you're saying right here about the people that were offended by hatred. It's kind of funny how a guy that is a proponent of free speech and how you should give your opinions on topics, his whole entire channel is about giving his opinion on topics, which is kind of funny how the name of his channel is ReviewTechUSA, and I don't see much actually reviewing tech. Now, I'm sure he does it every now and then, but mostly his channel is him giving his opinion on topics. But here he is, right here, basically saying, if you're offended by hatred, you should shut your fucking mouth. But Rich is offended by this other game. But he's not shutting his mouth, is he? Oh no, he made a video about it, giving his opinion, and that is perfectly fine. He's allowed to have his opinion on this game. He's allowed to make a video about this game, just as people are allowed to make videos about hatred and why they're offended by it. But no, according to Rich and the people that defended hatred and Rich's view on hatred, and they did it on my video when I responded to Rich about hatred. I will link that video in the description if you want to check that. Basically saying that I shouldn't be allowed to have an opinion. That my opinion on it is worthless, and I should shut up. Well, I'm not going to shut up. I'm allowed to voice my opinion on any topic I would like to voice my opinion on, just as Rich should be allowed to do the same thing. But that's the problem, Rich. My problem is not with your actual video itself. My problem is that you're a complete fucking hypocrite. You are the definition of a hypocrite. With comments like this. I know I'm probably starting to ramble here, but I don't know what. It's so blatant. It's so fucking blatant. But people will still defend him. And they'll probably do it on this video too. I can already see it now. But the facts are right in front of you. I'm showing it right here. Him basically saying if you're offended by one game, shut up. But it's okay to be offended by another game as long as I'm offended by it. It's fucking ridiculous. It really is. It really fucking is. Now, there really isn't much more to be said, but I will display two comments that was left on Rich's video about this Kill All Faggots game. And these two particular comments really basically summarized what I'm saying here. And these are really good comments, and I want to show them off. So first off, we have Toad. Look at this, it's funny. Toad from Nintendo basically destroys Rich with just this one simple comment. Oh, so Hatred, which is a game about hating everybody and killing every single person you can, is A-okay. It is perfectly fine. But a game about killing only gays and transgenders is too offensive, and the game should not have been made and should not be sold. Yeah, it's like I said earlier. The hypocrisy. It's so fucking blatant here with Rich. It's so fucking blatant. And then finally, Another comment here is from P. Justin. I don't understand. The game Hatred is also designed to be offensive, and it is, and I saw a ton of people fall over themselves defending that piece of trash. Dude, you have no fucking idea some of the people that went on my Hatred video and came with some of the most half-assed excuse to defend this game. It was almost like they're defending, supposedly, according to them, probably one of the best games of all time. That's how hardcore they defended this game. Why should this game be considered unacceptable and Hatred okay? That's a great question. Note, I think both games are pieces of trash, but they have every right to be made, but they are pieces of shit. Could not agree more. Both Hatred and this Kill All Faggots game, they have a right to exist. They have a right to be made. But people can voice their opinions on why they think that these games are trash and these games are offensive. But Rich and his defenders are basically telling people that are voicing their opinion on Hatred to shut the fuck up. And that's the problem here. That is the fucking problem. The blatant hypocrisy. Especially from a big YouTuber like Rich with a big following. It's just disgusting. It is fucking disgusting. It really is. And once again, I know his fanboys and defenders will probably come on this video right here and basically attack me and bash me. Hell, they'll probably make up stuff by saying that I like this Kill All Faggots game, which could not be further from the truth if you actually watch this video. But, you know, I guess sometimes watching a video is above certain people, because sometimes they'll comment on the video and it's clear as day that they did not even watch the video or listen to what is actually said in the video. So, alright, that is about it. Pretty much said my piece on this, and it's disgusting. The hypocrisy is disgusting. There's one thing I cannot stand in this world, and that is dishonesty and hypocrisy. And it is extremely blatant right here. And it's a shame no one else is really calling out Rich on this. I guess I have to be the one to do it. So, alright, that's about it. Let me know what you think, and I will see you all later. Have a good one.